Hey, what's up, guys? Raids here again. Today we've got some cooked barbecue, 70 Faleris Eternal Flame, cooked barbecue dragon action. Finally finished breeding and threw over 70, I think over 70, over 65, I think 70 Faleris at Xeno Lord Ultra. And we have two back-to-back clears here. Pretty exciting stuff. I was very pleased with the performance of this pal. The build for the vast majority of them is going to be Eternal Flame, Serenity, Legend, and Demon God. And the active skills are Holy Burst, Raging Flame Wave, and Phoenix Flare, which is their movement skill. So with Raging Flame Wave, they technically have two movement skills. You're going to see it come up here in a second, where they're going to take a lot of damage. So here they're going to do this big AoE and then charge forward. And then they're going to do a second move that actually gets them moving, which is Phoenix Flare. You're going to see that coming up here with the two tornadoes, and then they charge again. Kind of interesting mechanic here because they actually move around more than Faleris Aqua does. The only difference that I see that I couldn't get as much damage off as quick compared to the Faleris Aqua Clear is that I can't get a debuff on them, on the boss, because this boss is immune to Ivy covered for whatever reason. I don't think that should be the case. It's kind of gimping Fire Pals for the fight, but he's immune to it. I'm not sure what the reasoning is. I mean, he's not a Fire Pal, he's a Dragon in the Dark. But you can see here that he's got to move around to catch all of them and to get in range with a lot of attacks. So there's just a lot of movement in the field. If Ivy covered worked on this boss, then technically Faleris would be the best compared between the two birds. Here I kind of let my Frostalion drop into a Holy Burst into Oblivion, got annihilated there. So I just stepped up to my backup. And they actually did pretty well. So here you can see they're just moving around a lot. I think some of them got caught by a Holy Burst in some sections of the fights here, where we lost like 4 or 5 at a time, but that's okay. So that's okay. That's acceptable losses. So because the vast majority of them have Eternal Flame as opposed to Musclehead, a big chunk of the damage they're doing is actually fire. So that actually kind of makes them better against ads. We actually have a really easy time against the ads that the boss summons here. But their single target suffers because their Holy Burst is not as strong compared to my Faleris Aqua build where they have a lot of muscle head. Now, even though that's not optimal for Holy Burst use, I plan to keep these just as fire DPS in case massive fire damage is needed in the future. I plan to keep them. So as you can see here, some of them have Diamond Body, but the vast majority of them have Eternal Flame as their fourth passive. So we're talking a 30% multiplicative increase on fire damage on top of their same type advantage bonus. So that's 20 and 30, so that's a 50% fire damage increase. Is quite large. You can see that their fire moves do big damage there. Anything that can hit Xeno Lord Ultra for 800 to 1000 per hit is big damage. And especially something that's multi-hits. So this first fight, I think, went on for like 7 minutes. And yeah, like you can see here, they move around so much that the boss really has a hard time catching all of them. Even though it's not specifically a very tanky pal, it was just a good time here with them. So a couple of observations about this pal. In the future, if we happen to get a grass boss, or a boss that's weak to fire for whatever reason, so probably grass or ice, these are going to be really strong, especially with the Eternal Flame damage bonus. So you might be wondering, why did I go Muscle Hit on my Faleris Aquas and not on these? And the reason is because, well, Diamond Head and Muscle Head. And the reason is because there is no 30% elemental bonus skill to water. If there was, I think that might be worth considering on Faleris Aqua. Faleris Aqua has slightly higher stats, I believe 5 more attack or defense. I gotta go check, but it has slightly better stats total. If we had a 30% multiplicative skill, or passive, oh, that guy got a headshot. I headshotted that Xeno guard. That was unfortunate. Kind of got right there. So if we got a passive that was 30% water damage, I think those are worth going for. Especially in the case that you want to exploit water damage itself and not rely on Holy Burst to be your primary damage vehicle. But yeah, this went pretty good. I think we went through about 50 of them died, which is kind of decent for anything that's not a meta pal that doesn't resist dragon. Again, you gotta take into consideration when I post these off meta clears, this is a pal that doesn't really have great total stats, and it doesn't resist dragon or earth, or, well, these resist fire, but really the big damage that goes out in Xeno Lord Ultra is two things: dragon damage in the form of Meteor Rain, it's Cosmic Meteor, it's Omega Beam, it's Beam Slicer. It's got some very high damage dragon moves. It's just big dragon going around. So these guys take the full brunt of the dragon damage going out here, and they still do really well. I mean, like I said, anything that can let you kill this boss without using Pal Pots in a given amount of time and letting you safely play with the Pal Box is a A tier, at least A tier Pal in my book. So here I did want to point out something. Because Faleris goes back and forth so much, I actually had a lot of time to myself in the Pal Box. Like, I'm approaching the Pal Box here in a pretty dangerous situation, but I had full shield because I just been away from it the whole fucking match. I've been away from it. It's just so easy because he distracts the boss so much. Like, this is back and forth. You're gonna see an example of this in this clear and in the upcoming clear as well. Where look where they're taking the boss. They're taking the boss over to the far side of the map. Look where the boss is all the way over there. He's super far away. Look at that. He's so busy. Like, he's aiming there. Caught a bunch of them, sure, but look at the Pal Box. Pal Box is completely clear. And his attention is diverted over to the right side of the fight. And here I have a lot of time to myself to clear out ads and come down. Pretty simple. And look, they're still moving back and forth. Like, even the ads have a tough time catching the Falerises. It's just a movement in a raid for a Pal is just an amazing trait. Just amazing. It adds so much survivability. You know, like, moving around like that, it's worth a lot of defense in itself. Sure, they don't have the best hitbox, but yeah, I mean, just incredible performance here. Another thing I wanted to touch on for Faleris and movement skills. If we got a boss that does not resist dark, and I think I touched upon this in my Shadowbeak video, Shadowbeak is going to be so good because Divine Disaster 1 and 2 both hit really hard, they auto-track, and they move him around. Such a good, like, so strong. Like, any boss that we get that does not resist dark or is weak to it, God forbid, Shadowbeak is just going to be a monster. Just a monster at taking him down. Also, he's such a high defense, decent hitbox, kind of wide but low to the ground. Just such a strong trait here to be able to move around. If you guys if anyone wants to create an army of Azure mains and test this out, by the way, when he's in the air like this, good opportunity to get free headshots because he's holding still. If you can get at the head. Yeah, just Azure main I suspect might be really good because of Bolt Blink. Anything that lets pals blink around or move around like that is just very strong. Who knows, maybe in the next update Azure main might be the way to go because of Bolt Blink, something that gets him moving. Here, unfortunately, we finally started, the Faleris from the last wave finally started getting chunked. But look, like I mentioned before, look, there's only bursts here, there's still one alive, there's enough pals to keep the boss's attention here, keep him busy while I chunk him down. He still couldn't kill this guy, look at that. He's chasing this guy around with, I believe, a flame wall. Still hasn't killed him. That Faleris is still alive. The beam slicer missed. So I think Faleris actually got the kill on this. So there's a fireball, finally killed him. But the tornadoes went off and Faleris got the kill. So Faleris for the win here. He actually got the kill over me. Did excellent performance by Faleris here. I mean, just excellent. You can see there the passives. Some of them have Eternal Flame, some of them embody. Them embody ones get up to upwards of 2200 defense and base. And as customary here for most of my clears, whenever I remember to show them, we're going to go over the game settings here. Just default damage on everything. Should be approaching the menu here shortly in the recording. I think I showed them. Yeah. Yeah, I like showing the settings I use for clears just so you guys know that this is all doable with the standard damage and stat values in the game has to ships with. And then coming up, we've got another Faleris clear just to drive the point home that this pal can do it. But yeah, I'll lead you guys to it. This fight went a little better, actually. You're going to see that near the end of the fight, near the 6-minute mark, they kind of pinned him up against a wall and made him waste a lot of time. So that went really smooth, and it's just because of the nature of the movement. Just the targeting system just does not do too well with movement. Final note I had here about Faleris and Eternal Flame is that Eternal Flame does also boost lightning damage by 30%. So if you want to give them Lightning Streak, that might be worth playing with also. Lightning Streak is a very good skill. So if you want to give them stronger single target, I think Lightning Streak might be really good on them. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. I'll leave you guys here with the second clear of Faleris if you want to go down this route. Again, if we get future grass bosses, they're going to be A tier. I'm sorry, S tier against grass bosses for sure. More so than Blazimut probably, because they move around. So they should last longer than Blazimut, so kind of hold still and move around very slowly. So definitely worth breeding an army of these if you want future counters. Future counters, which by the way is a video that is coming. We're going to have a video on future raids and future counters. But yeah, with that, I will leave you guys to it. Turn the volume up so you guys enjoy the sound effects of this onslaught that's happening here. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for your feedback as always. I will see you guys on the next one.